Okay, so this is how you can start as a closer in 2025, 2026, and make your first $10,000 per month. So it's actually simple but not easy. And the problem I found here is there's so many gurus on the internet nowadays trying to sell you a course, trying to sell you the dream, trying to sell you, oh, do dropshipping, do trading, do any business model. But those are flashy businesses that are not reliable or, you know, actually realistic for beginners from anywhere in the world, especially like in the US and Europe, to actually start is no. And the reason I'm saying this is at the end of the day, what are you looking for? You're looking for freedom and money. So why will you go and do trading and be stuck at a laptop for 10 hours, 15 hours? It doesn't make sense. You might as well be self employed and make money because a lot of traders don't even make money, at the end of the day. So high ticket sales is the most reliable way. And the reason it is the most reliable way is because you don't need money to start. Like almost no money to start high ticket sales. You depend on yourself. So your presentation is you, your face, how you talk, how you communicate at a very high level. Because how you communicate dictates if people are going to actually buy from you or not. What is high ticket closing and how can you start as a closer? Well, you can start as a closer with just a laptop, even your phone. I will suggest you, just because you need to be professional and you need a good device where you can actually navigate, onboard people, hop into meetings, and because it's going to be easier, get a computer, get a laptop, and get a good camera, a good mic, and all of those things. And all of those things. Because that is going to make a really, really big difference to start. And second thing is the best way to actually starting high ticket sales and high ticket closing is to join communities, like get network, like network with people in general. Because at the end of the day, if you try to do it by yourself, you can do it. Don't get me wrong. You can absolutely try and do it. However, it's going to take a lot of time because of the learning curve. And the learning curve is serious. You need to go through a long enough time frame of actually reaching out to people, being ignored, to not even get a good role. So it doesn't even make sense. So what I did is that I joined multiple communities, I joined multiple networks, I paid for mentorships, I paid for a lot of things, and I didn't care because I had nothing to lose. What was he going to lose? Like 40 years and 9 to 5 couldn't be me. So at the end of the day, it was an all or nothing kind of risk for me, and I get it. Most people are not willing to do that. But you gotta think about it this way. If you join communities, if you join networks, if you get opportunities, and you can make $10,000 in the next month, does it really matter? Are you going to be proud or are you going to be like, oh no, my life is horrible. I invested X amount of money and I got so much money in return. Oh my God. So at the end of the day, the best way to find closing roles within high ticket sales is to join communities, is to join networks, is to network with people, is to network with recruiters, with growth operators, with info producers. And that's just not going to happen if nobody knows you and you expect everything to fall in your lap, because that's just not going to happen. At the end of the day, it's upon you to take maximum accountability and responsibility and take action and make things happen for yourself. So that's how I got roles, through network, purely network. I didn't go out reaching out to people like Iman Gatsi because they are never going to answer. However, I do have friends and I know people working at Iman Gatsi's company that could hire some of my students or some of like different network students, because everything is who you know. If you go to the NFL and they wanted to look for another player, they are not going to post, oh, we're looking for an NFL player. They know who is good and they will choose him because it's who you know, not what you know. And at the end of the day, if you combine having a skill, knowing the right people, boom, that's where success happens. And that's the realistic approach. I don't want to come here and sell you guys a dream because at the end of the day, if you're not willing to take a bet on yourself, if you're not willing to risk on yourself, and you're so comfortable that even after watching this video, you're going to stay in the same lane doing the exact same things for over the next 40 years, then I don't even want to talk to you. I don't even want to see you. Go on your way. This is not for you. Like, hop off the video. Because at the end of the day, if you want to win, you gotta take a bet on yourself. You gotta take a risk on yourself. It might not be with anybody specifically. It might not be high ticket sales. But choose something and just go ahead and do it. That's really what you gotta do. And at the end of the day, that's what a lot of successful people within high ticket sales, like 99.9% of them, they did the same thing. They just join a network, they risk, they invest tens of thousands of dollars into like multiple different things. They build businesses, and it doesn't change. You always have to invest to go to the next level. So I invested over 40 grand, I think, myself over the last year and a half, and it paid off big time. And that's really valuable lesson right there. And if my example can actually inspire some people that are lost, they're tired of like looking at all of these gurus trying to sell you the dream just to try to sell you a course, then it's like you might as well give up on business. And look, I'm not saying that you shouldn't do business. You can do business, but get the skill set first, get the capital first, and then invest into a business. And that's why high ticket sales is so good. Because even if it requires a little bit of an investment, even if you can do it with a laptop, you learn the skill, you get the money. You can do any business you want. You can get into real estate, you can do drop shipping, you can do Amazon FBA, whatever. But that's the realistic approach that I will do. So if anybody has a question, anybody wants some kind of guidance or whatever, you can actually hit me up on Instagram, and I'm more than happy to help you, obviously for free. So see you on the other side.